Alright guys, we're in the full PvE fit Ikitursa here, and I will give you a quick little tip. So don't rep straight away. Wait till you go into armor, then just use your ADC and that'll give you a little bit more time for the reactive to start working, if that makes sense. Get a couple of cycles out of that. It's not essential, but just a little tip there. So let's get these little frigates dead. I'm still messing around with what I want to be using for these utility slots that I've, well, the mid slots rather, because I don't think we need the tracking too much, because the trig weapons like track just like mad anyway. Yeah, let's hit the ADC, and then that res will be going up. Got it, so I may as well use it. I don't think we'll ever be in trouble where we need to actually use it like that. Let's use the Afterburner a little bit here. And smash these NPCs, pretty good. Yeah, let's get repping now. The ADC's off. And you can already see the EM, it's like 37.5%. So it's pretty baller. Like these hacks have got like really high res anyway, so like just under 80% there. I don't think it'll go very high. Much higher. Oh yeah, it is. Give it a few more cycles. So we are now starting to run into tracking issues. So if we switch to Baryon here, maybe a web, maybe like optimal range in a web. And we can go back Occult for the big guys. And then I'm just going to sit. So yeah, the PvE one's a little bit cheaper. You don't really need all the spicy mods, you know, when you're not expecting any PvP or whatnot. So the rep's only like 90 mil, but it does actually rep more with the nano pump and the accelerator than the pimpy A-type one we had on the PvP fit. But obviously there's no room for the rigs on that one, since we need like the speed rigs and stuff for the 100mm. But yeah, so as you can see, this works absolutely no problem. I'll probably not do a full run. I'll probably just cut to the end of the boss or something, see what loot we'll get. But yeah, it's pretty nice. And the Ikitursa, like one of the best things about this and the Vedmak is just how good they look, right? They're just absolutely phenomenal. And what's the range on this? So we'll get 21 with 1 optimal, so that's good, because most of the cruisers stick around 20. But yeah, the tank's just like nuts on this thing. Yeah, so we're peaked at 39% now. That's like 79, 87 there. It's like nuts, isn't it? Pretty crazy. But yeah, that's the Ikitursa PV fit. It's obviously going to be a little bit slower because the damage ramps up, but it's a good, solid, safe choice to use. And again, if you're feeling a bit more spicy, like the PvEP fit with the 100mm's like really nice. Alright guys, the boss is just about to die, and honestly, although the tank and everything was fine, it did take a little while because of the ramp up DPS, and I think that's just the way it is with all of the Ikitursas and Vedmak fits for PvE, right? But it certainly works very well. Absolutely breezed through it. Just spamming the ADC and everything. Not that I needed to, but nice to do, just to save a bit of cap. So he should die. Let's see what we'll get for loot. Hopefully something good, because I've been getting pretty crap drops since it started. Alright. So that's the PvE fit. I'll just bring it up on the screen so you guys can have a check it out. So pretty much all that's changed is we've cheapened it down a little bit, added an extra bit of damage and changed the rigs just for some extra rep. Honestly, I don't think they're needed, but you know, it's best to go in safe at first. And yeah, we can cheapen it down with the T2 gun a little bit more as well. I mean, it's still like over 700 mil, but definitely get a nice little rep, because with those rigs, it's going to be like outperforming the A-types, so it's really good. I mean, the rep itself's only 90 mil. I don't think that's a stretch for a Ikitursa. And maybe just switch one of the tracking computers for a web if you're having trouble tracking stuff. Moving on to the PvP style Ikitursa. We do run this with 100mm, Republic Fleet Warp Disruptor, just for that like massive range. A Thukker large cap bat recon, put a Republic one on because it's super tight on the fitting. Dark Blood Stasis Web. Now that doesn't do as much, it's like 5% less than the Fed. You do get loads extra range off it. When you heat it, it's like literally 20k or something. It's pretty nuts. Assault damage control, that's a given just because we're a hack. A-type medium armor repper, we don't want to go cheap on this thing. And the Corelum C multi-spec, and that'll keep the reactive going for a long time. The Nanofiber internal structure and the poly rig really help the 100mm. Now, generally I run this with snakes when I use it, but I did try the ass claps, and they work pretty good for the tank, although it's literally not needed whatsoever for this. Hopefully I'll have some footage overlaid doing the actual run. It obviously is pretty slow. I mean, the DPS starting off even with Occult, if I just double check here, is it's only like 388, so it does take a little while to wind up, so it's not the fastest like runner in the world. But really, this fit's not really meant to just do the sites, it's meant to like bait people like the Chronoses and the Marauders and stuff, because with 100mm you can just like orbit around them and not get hit unless they're like full tracking mode or whatever it is, and they might still get you. But you've got the ADC and the rep and everything, and you can see in the footage there that I did steal some stuff. I was pretty close to a couple of Chronoses and a Praxis. The Praxis got a bit spicy locking us up, but nothing came of it, which was pretty sad. And I've actually got a war deck starting today from like Brave, so we can't really use this anymore up here at the minute, so we'll have to shelf that. Sort of messed my plans up a little bit. That's why I've been trying to spam these vids out. Hopefully the Tengu one will already be up. I've literally just recorded the commentary for that one. But yeah, the Ikitursa is an absolute beast, and there's a couple of things you can switch. Well, at least if you know you're going to be only baiting Marauders or whatnot, you can switch out the web, because you're literally not going to need that, because the Marauder's going to be sat still. And you can either do like a TD or like a TC or something, you know, just give yourself a little bit extra range. The range itself's pretty good with Occult, it's like 19, so if you're doing like a 15k orbit, it should spit you up to around like 18 or something, or 14 to 18. 100mm goes pretty wide, right? It turns like a bus. But yeah, that's that. I'll see you in the next one.